too, so I'm gonna do my best to talk back and forth. But yeah, with everybody in right now, first thing I wanted to start with before we jump into everything is in light of everything that's going on, um, if we could share one uh, good thing that that we've learned or one positive thing that we've experienced during this trying time. So feel free to share something you've learned. Just put some positivity into this room, and then we can put it out in the world. I'd love to see what's on everyone's mind. Ride the wave. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's all we really can do right now, right? Just trying our best and you know, just making it. That's I think that's the biggest thing. Essentials. You have to do what you need. Stay busy and stay active. Exactly, Preston. That's the hard part because you can't really do much except have the time for yourself. I actually just started, so not much yet. We're just sharing good things right now. Uh, yes, teach yourself all these new skills. It's the perfect time. Doug, yes, connecting with you again is the greatest thing. Grant, having a new routine, yes, it can be helpful. It's a very introspective time, trying to figure out what's going on. Um, Selena, yes, staying busy, staying active, stay sane, right? Yeah, a new routine again, exactly, Zancy. That's that's what I'm trying to figure out, how to stay productive and not just binge shows all day. Um, Publish work for free on Amazon. Did not know that. Please share. Look at that. Kogi? That's cool. Love that for you. Try shooting indoors. Ooh, shooting indoors. We'll be talking about that today for sure. How's that going for you, Senti? Learn against Yes, Augustina. That's perfect. That's beautiful. Yeah, you can't really be. There's so much time to. I mean, this whole thing is so indefinite that we don't know what's going on, and just gotta take it slow. Started writing again. Or the connection keeps jumping in and out. So let me know if you can't hear me or see me or something. Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. I will check the KDP out. But Tiger King, I definitely have been told to watch that. It does bug a little bit. Okay, hopefully it doesn't get too bad. But thank you everybody for sharing. You know what's been going on, all the good stuff happening. Um, Positivity is nice to read in these times, and so put that out. So let's kind of bring back to why I'm here. First off, thank you to the Texas Studio team for having me and talking to everybody. Thank you everyone for taking the time out of your day to be here. I really appreciate that. So let's make the most of this. Ask me anything. I'm gonna ask you guys a bunch of stuff, and yeah, let's jump into it. So the main reason why I'm here is to talk about this whole quarantine FaceTime shoot. Um, don't know if I started it, but that doesn't matter. But the reason I did it, the reason I started posting about it and doing it was to basically create whenever we can. Um, During these times, it's hard to meet up with people, obviously, and so I had the itch to shoot, and I no way to go shoot with these with models or for anybody really, or for um, commissions or anything. And so I figured, and I thought, we FaceTime people all the time, FaceTime people every day, and there's that function, um, the screen capture function, right? And I was thinking maybe if the quality is good enough, right? Is it possible to make that a photo shoot? Is it possible to do something with that? Because I feel like, I mean, you're on FaceTime and it's always people just holding it and then like the top of their eyes or whatever. So I feel like if you set that phone down at the right angle, I figured you can make something out of it. And so, um, backtrack a couple weeks ago, I DM'd someone I knew that uh, I thought it was a good idea. And so I DM'd somebody about it. I gave them the whole spiel of it. Back and forth here. So I mean, I DM'd someone and I never got a response. So I was like, oh, I thought this was a good idea, but maybe not. So that was a little bit discouraging. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna push for this because I believe in it, and I think if executed correctly, it will be dope. And so, oh, um, where was I? Something popped up. Um, I feel like I'm giving a class presentation right now, and I'm just trying to pull things up. Um, what was I saying here? Yeah, so I didn't get a response, and so I was a little bit discouraged and just kept pushing it because I believed that this would be something cool. And I hit up somebody else. We texted about it for a long time. Wisdom, by the way, um, that was the model for the first shoot, and we FaceTimed, and it was a lot of work because as a photographer, you're in so much control of where you are, right? Whenever you're actually shooting, and so this time it really taught me a lot about communication with your subject and who you're shooting with. So basically, it's, hey, can you put the phone here? Can you move me? Can you angle the phone this way? Can you do this? Can you do that? And it's um, very limiting to you as someone who's shooting this because you can't do anything but sit there and talk. And so we figured it out. We planned out um, outfits. I told him what was good, what wasn't, what I felt was right for his room because that's where we're shooting. And yeah, I mean, the rest of it just works out. And if you guys want, I can go into details of how the edits go. There's this app that I found um, that it's called Remini or something like that. If you have any questions about it, please ask me. That's essentially what it was, and it got a pretty good response on Twitter, and people seem to. Let me find the app for you. I'll be right back. Instagram. It's Remini. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Is called that's the app. I think you get 5 free edits to begin with, and then after that, it's like $5 for like unlimited. So yeah. Okay, some questions here. Selena asks, after a global crisis, we often are given because I don't know, it's that I feel like we need, you know, I feel like it's a side that it invokes a feeling, and it gives people something to relate to. It allows you to express yourself, and during a trying time like this, it's very important for the people creating it to put something out into the world, right, and feel good as an artist. And then for the viewers and people who are taking that art in, I've gotten a lot of good feedback on whatever social media it is that they wanted to try it, and so many people have tried it, and it's awesome. So it's inspiring to go to basically inspire other people to create. Thank you, Doug, for plugging that in. Yeah, just finding new ways to create during this time, and I feel like anyone can do it. The other question here by Zenti: was there a lot of thought behind the creative direction, or was it just based off what felt right? Um, oh, let me add the thing on Instagram real quick. Sorry, guys. That's the app. Okay. So was there a lot of thought behind the creative direction, or was it just based on what felt right? So a lot of times whenever I shoot, it's always based on what felt right. A lot of people ask me, "What's your process going into a photo shoot, like an actual photo shoot?" And I mean, for me, I make sure I know the model. I make sure I know their look and kind of what look I want to go for in this shoot. Especially if we have a location. Um, but really, it's always based off feeling. I want every shoot to be as organic as possible and not so formulated, right? Of course, we have mood boards and all that, but I don't like to copy poses too much. I don't like to try and recreate a lot of poses necessarily because I want each shoot to be its own standalone shoot, and keeping it organic, keeping it natural, and keeping it something new. I think allows you to create with your subject so much more because it doesn't feel robotic. You're not making them do something that you did in your last shoot or something you saw. Exactly. It's good practice, but eventually I think it's good to what's the word here? Keep it organic, the same word I've been using. Okay, another question here. Alina asked, how did you elevate it so it didn't feel off of foam? That was the self timer, and so having him build little setups with boxes and everything to uh, put me at different angles, higher, lower, moving it this way, moving it that way, and I think editing it to a certain way of my style of photography, for example, made it feel like, to me at least, not so much like a self timer shoot. Okay, Thor asked, although this idea sparked during the pandemic, is this something you would like to continue after this all blows over? That's something I've thought about. I think it's been a fun way to express myself and to create. Um, Definitely. So like this whole week, I've been doing FaceTime shoots with anyone who um, DMs me. So if you guys are free anytime, my schedule's pretty open up now. Uh, you know, given everything that's happened. Um, so it's been a fun thing, and people are offering to pay me, but that's no, we're just doing a FaceTime call. And so I don't know. I think it's a fun way to create, fun way to get to know new people. And so I wouldn't mind continuing this once this all blows over, when this all blows over. Shania asks, most of the times the phone quality can interfere with the way the picture will turn out, including the way it can be edited. Do you have any tips on what's the best way to overcome this, such as with location, how to angle your phone? Great question. Huge challenge. FaceTime quality can be good, but with low light, absolutely awful, right? And so with everyone that I've shot with so far, I make sure it's as much in natural lighting as possible. Um, can you guys hear me over here on Instagram? So I make sure there's as much light as possible coming in, and with that, I think Doug plugged it in here. Um, the Remini app, it's beautiful. All you have to do is, I mean, you download it, it's free, and you plug in your photo, um, run the app, and then you'll see the difference. And I don't know how it works, but it works, and you should try it. And after that, you edit however you want to edit. I use Lightroom on my phone, and just do what you do. And then angle to the phone. Again, that just with angling the phone, it's just making sure it's in between the subject and a good light source. All right, let me make sure I catch up on everything. And then, of course, I mean, if it gets all fuzzy and everything starts getting all fuzzy, I think the fun way to edit that is just keeping it grainy and making it feel old, I guess, making it feel having a little vintage look. Nothing wrong with that. Just play with it. It's new. It's just for having fun, and it's just another way to create. So I actually saw an Instagram post. Someone sent it to me. Some guy I think did a whole engagement shoot doing over FaceTime or something like that, and they actually turned out pretty crazy. So I don't know. This might be the new way of photography for a while. Yes, communication has to be super on point, and it can get a little frustrating because the angle is off a little bit, and you can't just move over. You have to ask them to come back and move the phone, and so a lot of communication there. That's essentially the whole thing. Not to shoot, not to fight the natural details. Shoot was making the most, creating with what you have, and I think that's something I've always learned or always try to do, even as a starting photographer. Yeah, it's a playlist I have on Spotify. I don't know if I could do it here, but actually I might be able to. Sorry, let me pull this. Can I share? Copy link. Oh, oh. Here we go. I'm plugging in. This is my playlist. Questions. What are some suggestions you would have for someone who is new to photography and wants to start outside of FaceTime call letters? Ah, yes, Joseph, great question. Um, Suggestions you have? Do you have any specifics about like where to start or how to start? Um, Asking you, Joseph, Dub, um, are you looking to shoot? Yeah, what exactly are you looking to shoot? Then I'll see if I can help you with that. Yeah, feel free to ask questions, um, and I'll see if I have an answer. What inspires you when it comes to photography? Ryan, great picture, bro. Um, I love that question because I don't know, it's been the same thing ever since I started. A little backstory. Um, Justin, real quick, Ryan, I'll get back to you. I just started shooting film, and so with the knowledge that I do know, and I have friends who know way more than I do, based off what I've seen from them. Um, I think that's a beautiful way to shoot. I'm trying to pick it up a little more. It's definitely a whole new beast in itself. But um, I wish I knew more. Find a good camera. I have this little guy I got on eBay for like 20 bucks, and it's been so fun because I think we get spoiled with digital shooting because you can just click, and then find something you want later. And shooting with film really allows you to appreciate the moment. So don't lose that part of it. Find a good camera. Make sure you know what you're using. Make sure you know where you can get it developed because that's the worst thing is not being able to see what you've shot. So that's all I have for that question. I wish I knew more about film. What inspires me most when it comes to photography? It's people. The reason I started this was to tell stories back in 2015, 2016, to tell stories of people. And I think photography, what really inspires me with that is just finding something new to shoot and creating just feels good. And so, I don't know, you find your reason, whether it's people, whether it's, landscape or animals or babies. Not that babies aren't people, but no, there's no right or wrong lane for photography or any kind of art form. I feel like it's what feels right to you, and if you believe in it, then um, you just do it, you know, and it feels good to me, and so I do it, and we're creating. That's what are my current goals, career. Great question. Um, Maybe survive the pandemic. Number one. Um, that's probably the main goal right now. Career wise, I don't know. Freelancing has been really fun. Um, but hopefully maybe connect with a big company. Maybe I don't know. I just my main thing, my main philosophy in creating anything was is to just inspire at least one person. And so as long as I'm doing that, I think I just kind of flow with the moment and um, see where this whole photography thing takes me. I don't want to set too much of a goal, too much of a huge goal. I mean, it's great to dream big and everything, but as long as I make sure I work hard every day, and then every goal that I've hit so far has they've been goals that I've never set, you know, and so that's really made me step back and appreciate what's going on. Lena asked, "How did I find my niche?" Um, I started shooting with people, and I found that that's the most interesting to me to work with. Um, it's just you can do so much with a person, whether they claim they're a model or they're not. There's always something beautiful there, and I've always been a people person, and so I feel like whenever it comes to shooting, I'm able to connect with who I'm shooting with, and so yeah, yes, one day at a time. What advice can you give to someone that is a beginner in photography? Find what you love. Um, I think I made a mistake when I first started, really first started. Um, was kind of doing what was cool, and I was doing it because that's what got the attention at the time and everything. But I didn't really care for it, and I think it threw me off a little bit. Um, and so create and shoot what feels good to you. Um, know your goals in it. Know why you're doing it. Their reason, and then know what you can do to achieve why you're doing it. You know, to the best of your ability, if that makes sense. So all my answers are going to be up here, if that helps. But kind of bringing it back to the whole FaceTime shoot thing. Um, to be thing, but I'd love to see, what y'all do. Um, and plus, it's a great way to reconnect with someone or connect with somebody and just talk because it's a little bit of a process and it's fun and there's no better feeling than returning uh, some photos to somebody. Then she asked who are my favorite artists, um, just in general, musically, or what? Oh, so I'll just give you off the top of my head. Taku. I think it goes by like Taku Beats. Um, I'll type it here. It's one of my favorite artists. I um, could you ask if I've ever worked with models who I don't get along with and are not making much conversation? If so, how do you overcome that obstacle? Wonderful question. I think when it comes to shooting, I love how this whole thing has turned into just talking about general photography because hopefully one day that comes back, right? Um, and while I answer this, I want to ask you guys something. How have you been, for everyone here who's an artist or creates something in some way? How have you found a way? Have you found a way to create, or how have you made time for yourself? Are you challenging yourself to do something different, to be better at what you're doing? I'd love to know because I don't know. I get stuck sometimes on some days where I feel limited. So I'd love to hear what you guys have. But yeah, working with models who I don't get along with, or not making conversation. I wouldn't necessarily say there hasn't been anyone that I haven't gotten along with. Um, but definitely the not much conversation happens, and I think. Sorry, I'm getting. Excuse me. Trying to think. Just doing your best, making it through that shoot. Making the most of that conversation, whatever is left of it or whatever is there. I think um, it does make it a little bit tiny bit awkward, but you know, if you can work with them, self portraits are fun. It's so hard. I feel like, but it's super fun because you have to go back and forth, and it's looking. You can't adjust as much as you'd like to because you can't see what you're doing until you're doing it and then it's shot. But decor and angles. I think the best way to do that, personally, no right or wrong answer. Um, that was a safety net for myself. But I feel like you set up the camera to where you would shoot somebody, you know, because I think that's great practice too. You find what's inspiring you and you shoot. So Orion's son, she's going to Orion's son. Why does it sound familiar? I'll look it up. Thank you so much. Let me Orion's son. I will write that down right now. Thank you. Let's see. Primarily digital artist. Quarantine has helped me fall in love with literature, media, and culture, as well as putting back on into my. Dude, Joseph, I love that. Love that. I love that for you. Yeah, that's a great thing to know about this whole thing. It's cool freezing here. Okay, yeah, and so that's great. I think that's awesome. It's very introspective, and it this is the time for us to relearn ourselves in a way. So I love that. So bring me. Hold on, I'm just kind of catching up here. You just got a real studio space. I love that. I'm jealous. That's awesome. People on IG Live, I'm glad you're watching because I don't think I've been paying attention on this side, and I hopefully you can see the questions over here. Um, but that's awesome. I can't wait for you to get back to it. Definitely, we'll have to create soon. Question. I see it. I see it as finding light in all of it. Perfect. You could take the time off, reflecting, finding time, finding new inspiration from other parts of life. You know, study other photographers. Just take time to catch up from there. Yes, it's the time to sit back. You know, not so much grind right now. It's just really making the most of what you have and what's going on. Personally, I've been trying to let go of what wasn't essential. Very true. That's what we're learning right now. We're learning what's essential, what's not, right? Um, and how you can make it better. I love that. So I can stretch myself, writing down my thoughts and feelings and recording my mind. I'll be starting to clutter rooms. Perfect. So perfect. I think this whole life prior to this, I felt personally was very fast, right? You kind of, at the end of the day, you get home and you sleep, and it's even if you created, whether you did create or whether you didn't, it still ends like a very fast day. You feel like you didn't really have much time to call someone and tell them you love them. You don't feel like you had so much time for yourself. Um, and life felt like it was going very fast. And now in a darkish way, we're learning to um, look in, slow down, breathe, and find this time for ourselves to do things that we could have been done, should have been doing earlier, but now we're realizing it. So it's a great thing. Uh, feels like I hit a wall when it comes to certain mediums. Hi, Olivia. Certain mediums. So I tried to do my own other mediums design to see if I can cross them. Yes, 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 yes. Now is the time to do it, to learn new mediums, to learn new forms of art. And I love that. Everything that makes it create a block for photography. Everything I'm trying to paint. Yes, 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 yes. Perfect, Nancy. I mean, it is definitely a weird mix of creative block right now. I think for a lot of artists, that's I mean that's where I'm at as well. You feel very limited, so I mean yeah, I feel like you're making the most of what you have, and that's all you can do right now. You know. And cooking. There you go. That's perfect. I'm just think about how life what you deeply care about. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yes. I feel like this whole talk is turning into kind of like an introspective where we are, and that's essentially what the whole FaceTime photo shoot is is kind of slowing down and seeing um, why we're here, what we can do with the moment, and yeah, it's a beautiful thing. And hearing everyone share their stories is honestly inspiring to me, and it makes me feel like I'm not alone in feeling the creative block or feeling like I've hit a wall or feeling like I'm not doing enough. Because I feel like right now, as long as we're making it and we're trying our best each day, I think that's doing more than enough. There you go. I do like art jams where we go on and just draw, paint, shoot, whatever kind of. Yo, I love that. Whenever you do that, Zenthi, shoot me a DM. If you don't have access to that, let me know. I'd love to jump in and watch. That'd be so cool, and just feel that energy. I would love that. That's awesome that you guys are doing that and finding the best way to do this. Yeah, shoot me an invite. I'll be there. What's great with your FaceTime footage is that you find a way to adapt to that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Trying. Joseph, what's up, man? I'm also cooking a lot of basic, teaching myself all the basic Chinese stuff. Dude, love that. Are you making? Let's see, what are you making? What are you making? Probably not. It's probably just salt and pepper. So far, great questions. Thank you so much, Alina. Thank you so much. I'll write that down. Chicago artist. That's a combination. Like together, side of key lime pie, side of fried okra, and side of the eggs. Young Chicago artist. Thank you so much. Another question for everybody. Um, let me beat this time. um, any resources that you need from me, or what resource do you have that you like to use for inspiration, for helping you create? Um, I think we have about 5, 10 more minutes here, and I think this would be a good one to a good last little question here. We can share what we're using to create, what's inspiring us. I feel like bread's been the new wave as a recent. It's been a good wave of making bread, and there's people just now jumping in the Instagram live when we're talking about making bread. Um, Again, thank you to Doug, Kelsey, Augustina, Grant, maybe Otto for letting me be here, talking to everybody. You guys have been awesome, so awesome. Automatic Unfold app, what is that? I'll write it down. Yeah, you guys are great. Miss you guys. And then also, um, yeah, if anyone wants to do a FaceTime photo shoot, shoot me a DM, Instagram or Twitter. Um, we'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. It's all about connecting. That's like the two things is connecting people and meeting new people and using an art form as a bridge to make these connections. And I think it's a beautiful process all over. Pinterest, Instagram for mood boarding. Yeah, Pinterest is actually beautiful. Mood boarding everything, really. Photography, art, any kind of art, outfits, your room, anything. Old shows. Yo, that's genius. Watching old shows, so much creation. and so much inspiration that comes from that. It all comes full circle. Dude, Ryan, thank you so much. I love you, bro. Oh, Ryan also asked, where do I see myself in 5 years? Hopefully out of a quarantine. Um, Actually, you know what? That's the last question. Where does everyone see themselves in 5 years? 5 years. Thank you, Selena, for being here. Thank you so much. I know I kind of wrapped it up, but I'm threw another question in there because we have time. I have time. I have all the time today. 5 years, I hope to be comfortably doing what I love. That's my answer. Love that, Alina. I hope that happens. I would love that. Oh, I love it, dude. Love it. Seriously. Yes, Nancy, please hit me up on Instagram. I'll get to that as soon as I can. As soon as I can. And I've actually shot, thank you so much. You're even better. Um, Recently shot like two, or I've done three FaceTime photo shoots, and I have one right after this. So you guys will see that very soon. So again, if you want to do that, let me know. We'll make it happen. It's all in the name of art, the name of creating, and we're just having fun out of nursing school. So what's up? Hopefully, it's a good thing. And I wish you all the luck in that business, whatever it is. Push for it. Go for it. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Good luck. Hopefully getting monetized in some studios and publishing. I wish you all luck with that too, Joseph. Seriously, thank you for being here and sharing everything that you know. Yes, get out of your comfort zone. Do your thing. I wish you the best of luck with that too, Selena. Hopefully you can look back to this time and say, you did it and have no regrets. There's nothing to, there's, there's no, there's no wrong. Just do it. Brian, you'll get there, bro. You'll get there in, I say, 1 to 2 years. The way you're moving, keep going. Doesn't mean that's a perfect answer. Same with me. Everything has changed, and so being happy, so creating, that's all you can ask for. Living in LA, living my own, making a career as a creative, finish school. Love that. Just go with the flow. Good luck in LA. Save up that rent. Shania, thank you so much. Justice, thank you for your time. Everybody, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Instagram, thank you. Um, Love you guys. If you have any more questions that come up later, feel free to reach out to me. Shoot me an email, DM me. We'll answer back. Of course, Selena, thank you for your energy. You guys are awesome. Everybody has been great. Have a good day. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Keep your peers accountable for not social and physical distancing. We will knock this out so we can get back to normalcy. Normalcy. I actually just started using that word, so it's coming out. All right. Thank you. I don't know how to end this, but you guys have a great day. Peace.